Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So we're jumping right into this bang tutorial, some textured straight across bangs. I'm using the rock method to find where I want my bang section to be. So you put it flat against the head and then you rock it back and find the high point of the head. I was struggling a little bit to section out my bangs because my recession from postpartum hair loss is a little complicated right now. That's the triangle section that I'm aiming for, that I always recommend for people to do. So I'm just kind of getting rid of some hair, so I'm twisting it so that it's longer on the sides and shorter in the middle. Anytime you're cutting your own bangs, I highly recommend that you point cut. Point cut gives you a lot of wiggle room. It's not like a huge commitment and you can just do little by little, especially when you're cutting your own bangs and it's really hard to see what you're doing. So here I'm taking a smaller triangle section right in the middle of the old triangle section. And this little tiny triangle section is going to be my guide for the rest of the bangs. This doesn't have to be extremely precise. With textured bangs, you have a little bit of flexibility, but you want to try and do the best that you can, okay? Obviously, I was a little nervous cutting these bangs. I haven't got my hair in a long time. Okay, so when you take your little section, you don't want to pull the tension like really, really tight, or you will cut your guide way too short and you'll end up on Brad Mondo's like YouTube channel, and we don't want that, okay? So point cutting is your best friend when cutting your own bangs. Always point cut. Always, 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 always point cut. So I'm trying to decide right here if that's going to be short enough, and I think it is, because what I decided was if it's not short enough, then when I'm styling them later, oh, my coworker walked in. She was like, "What the heck are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm cutting my own bangs." So I'm finding my guide, and again, I'm going to be, oh, okay. So I twisted it here. I forget what I did. I twisted it here to give myself a little flexibility and a little bit of leeway. Again, this is going to make it tapered, like shorter on the sides, longer, or shorter in the middle, longer on the sides. Point cutting, point cutting, point cutting. From this angle, I can kind of tell that I didn't do it straight across, but that's okay. It all works out in the end. See, I don't do it perfect. You don't have to do it perfect. Just point cut your way to glorious, beautiful bangs. So in this video, you'll see a lot of fidgeting with my bangs because I'm trying to see how they're going to lay, if they're going to lay right. And you can see how that texture is already being built in, like PC bangs with the point cutting instead of just straight across. You have way more flexibility. The line is way more blurred when you point cut. So right here, I'm taking a section all the way back to the top of my head, and I'm point cutting in some layers that'll also help with some pieciness. So if your hair is really thick, that's going to be a really key tool for getting like PC bangs. Doing the same thing on the sides, but I'm going to pick up my texture shears. I don't always recommend this for people at home because you can really like destroy your hair pretty quickly with texture shears. I think this is a 120 tooth texture shear scissor. So this is just going to remove some weight and just help it to blend in with the rest of my hair on the sides, almost like a face framing like layer. So those pieces feel too thick to me, so I'm going to go in with my razor and razor it down like a face framing, so blending from the short pieces of the bangs into the sides. And then I'm just going to grab some pieces of bangs and continue to add that texture into the style by just slicing out some pieces of hair on the ends. Like, there's no rhyme or reason to this. I'm just like seeing pieces that feel maybe a little heavy, or I just don't like how they're laying, and I'm just taking my razor and kind of razoring like little pieces off. I don't always recommend using a razor if you're not like familiar with them, because you can really destroy your hair pretty quickly. Right now I'm just fidgeting to see how I would like it. I think what I'm going to do is like face frame some more pieces on the side so that they blend in better, but overall I think they're looking pretty good. It still feels a little heavy in the top. They feel like a little mushroomy to me. So I'm just trying to blend with the side so that it blends in with the rest of my haircut. So coming in with my texture shears again, removing some weight so that they blend. So I think this is a pretty good place. So what I'm going to do is go downstairs. I'm going to re-wet and restyle. This is always how I style bangs. I go back and forth with a vent comb just to start to get them in the right direction. And then I always blow dry under, and then I'll do the hair over. So that's under, and then that's over, and that just gives them like a good place to like lay when they're styled. See how they're like nice and textured, and like it kind of wings out on the side, kind of like a shag style, and then they're like nice and rounded. And I always recommend for people to like wait a few days to really make your final judgment on your bangs. Like for me, it took like a whole weekend for me to really start to like these bangs, because I just didn't love how they were looking on me. Looking at me now, I'm like, oh, they weren't so bad in the beginning, but it's just like an initial shock that you have to get used to when you first cut bangs like this. Again, just taking my razor and piecing off. I had some like little straggler pieces that were a little bit longer, and I wear glasses, so I need to be able to see out of my glasses, which is what I'm doing there. And then I just told her I feel like a mushroom, like I have a mushroom head. So I'm going to take my 1-inch curling iron, because I just don't like how it's looking smooth. I mean, looking back on the video right now, it actually doesn't look so bad, but, you know, I'm a millennial and I'm addicted to a nice beachy wave. I totally know that beachy waves are coming out of style, but here I am. It's my confessional. Also, if you're new here, I'm Becca. We jumped right into the tutorial, so I didn't even do an intro. People don't like intros anyway. I'm Becca. I'm a hairstylist in Maryland, and I've been on YouTube for 5 years now, and I talk about hair and royal family on my Instagram and TikTok. So if you haven't yet, go ahead and follow me. If you like this content, make sure you leave a like and leave any questions you have below. I know this was kind of like a, you know, I'm doing my best. This was a great tutorial, okay? I'm not gonna say bad things about myself. Anyways, I'm so glad that you joined me today. I hope you guys are having a great day just styling. Oh, Orbe Dry Texture Spray. You guys know I love this stuff. If you don't have it yet, go buy it in the link below. Help me out here. Okay, look, that looks cute. Like, I'm digging it, okay? Like I said, it took me like a weekend to like get used to it, but I'm definitely like in love. Absolutely love my bangs. So if you try this, let me know in the comments. I want to encourage you, and send me a pic on Instagram. All right, guys, have a great day. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.